everyone. Welcome to week one of our question and answer session. Coach Hannah can't be here today, busy with the kids. So here we go. We're going to start with question one. This comes from Marita. She asked, what are the best foods to consume for maximum benefit while training? While this is a very broad question, we can dive into what we should eat before a workout and after. We're going to keep this kind of generic, but before your workout, you need to definitely start consuming both the proteins and carbs and limiting your fats. That way your body can process those foods quickly and use them during the workouts. Immediately after the workout, you need to make sure the carbs and proteins have the correct ratio. We want a 2-to-1 carb to protein. We will definitely be going into further nutrition lectures as we proceed with more videos. Question 2. Today I had zero energy. Some my fault for lack of nutrition leading up to early class. What recommendations do you have for pre-class nutrition? From Sean. We just described that, carbs, protein, make sure you're getting at least 1-to-1 ratio. You could start ramping it up to almost that 2-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein beforehand. Make sure it's a good source of protein, whether it be food through grilled chicken or eggs. Better yet, probably just light on the stomach of protein powder, and make sure your carbs are coming from fruits or vegetables, and not from something grain-like. Number 3, from Tammy. Is it best to work out 2 days in a row, then off one, or what weekly amount of box time should I be doing? CrossFit Inc. Prepares their programming 3 days on, 1 day off. While that is great and your body can get some really good results, that's not always feasible, and you can't program every week to be the exact same that way. So my advice is to get in as often as possible, as long as you are recovering from the workouts okay, listening to your body. If your joints are starting to hurt, if you feel like you just don't have the drive to be in that day, if you've been here 3-4 days in a row, then it's probably a time to either come in, do a ROMWOD session off on the side, ask for some mobility drills, or take that rest day as needed. Next question comes in from Stacy. How sore should you be after workouts? Everyone is different. Everybody dumps that lactic acid differently. After the first 2-3 weeks of doing CrossFit or any kind of intense training, that body adapts. You begin to heal yourself a lot easier, which means you need to start adapting your training as well, increasing your weight loads or your duration or your intensity in which you're using the same weights. That's our job in here, to make sure that programming is continually adapting around those bodies. But as far as being sore, you shouldn't be sore every day. If you are, there's probably a nutrition fault somewhere in there, whether it be not enough water or you're not giving yourself enough food and your body cannot repair itself in time to work out again. Okay. Next question is, would you suggest running or working out on our off days? It all really depends on what your goal is. Running is not very conducive for building lean muscle mass, which increases your metabolism. It also allows you to just start burning more body fat in a faster rate. If running is what you enjoy to do, if that's how you get out on your own and de-stress, then by all means do it. However, I recommend doing intervals, not just a long distance training. and you probably should do a work to rest ratio of 1-to-1. So if I run for 1 minute, I'm going to walk for at least 1 minute. That way that heart rate goes up and down, you get a little bit more of a faster pace, you train your body to move at a faster pace, which in turn burns more calories later after the run instead of only burning calories during the run. But for recovery's sake, running is usually not all that great of a tool. The impact in which it causes on the body is not that healthy. Next question is, I want to know about nutrition, grams of protein per day, distribution of meals throughout the day, protein-rich foods that are not meat, target BMI for women, recommendation of protein powder. I want to know it all. That's from Stephanie. Well, while we're not going to answer all of that in today's Q&A, we can go over how we're going to approach what we feel is going to give you the best for working out and body composition. Instead of a BMI, we're going to look at that BMR. So what calories does your body need to just sustain itself with exercise or the lack of exercise? So every day, depending on if it's a workout day or a rest day, should be different for your calories and your macros. So on a rest day, you might be at 1,600 calories, but on a workout day, you're probably going to be at like 2,300. Your protein's going to stay about the same every day, but what you're going to do is cycle the carbs. On a rest day, you're going to have around 90, and on a workout day, you're going to be upwards of 200 carbs, making sure those carbs come from good sources. So as far as distribution throughout the day, you need to try to keep your metabolism working. Every 2-3 hours, you should be consuming a solid bit of food. Doesn't mean it has to be a whole meal, but you need to definitely have those solid 200 to 400 to 500 calorie snacks throughout the day, depending on your body weight and your goals, whether that be gaining muscle or losing body fat. Next question. I work out 2 to 3 hours a day. Should I eat back my workout calories? If so, I do macros. How do I add up the macros along with the calories? From Sarah. If your goal is to put on lean mass, to get a bigger back squat, to do a bigger snatch or clean and jerk, or pull weight off the floor, increase your bench press, you absolutely need to be adding the calories back, especially at that 2 to 3 hour training window. I recommend increasing your calories by at least 500 to 1,000 per day on that activity basis. If you're doing 0.8 grams or 0.6, hopefully not that little, you need to be upwards of 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight each day. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you need to be getting 100 to 150 grams of protein, and then adjusting your remaining calories for the day on your macros between your carbs and fats. Obviously cycling between rest and workout days. But it sounds like you're not taking too many rest days. Just make sure you are recovering, or you're not going to get those strength gains that you're going for. All right, this is one of my favorite questions here. It says, hello, here's my question for next week. I see your posts and pictures and I'm attracted to CrossFit, but am slightly intimidated. So here's my question. CrossFit gyms, courses, and routines are intimidating to see from the outside looking in. I assume one has to already be a badass to step foot in the gym. I know this is an assumption, and I also assume others may suspect the same. Is CrossFit for anyone, or do you need a solid fitness foundation before pursuing CrossFit? Amber. Amber, thank you for that question. This is going to go out to a lot of people. I think it's going to answer a lot of people's questions. CrossFit is absolutely for everyone. Everyone can come in here and do a version of the prescribed workout and get the same effort as long as their intensity and safety is the same. If you can't do a box jump, we'll do step-ups. If you can't do step-ups, we'll try lunges. If you can't do pull-ups, we're going to do ring rows. If you can't do a push-up, we're going to get you on a barbell, elevated off the floor, and get those shoulders, chest, and tricep muscles built up. If you can't squat safely, we'll have box squats. If you cannot deadlift because your flexibility is bad, we adjust the flexibility around that movement, the movement around the flexibility. So absolutely anyone can come in here and start. However, we do require our on-ramp program for all beginners. We can teach our foundational movements to everyone that way, so when you come into the main group, you're somewhat educated and know the workarounds if you're not capable of doing the prescribed movements. That way you can scale the workout to be safe for you while getting that intensity as high as you possibly can while remaining safe. And one more question is from Chuck. Are there workout plans to keep you in shape when you can't attend because of travel? We post our workouts on our website, CrossFitNC.com, every day. It is easily modified to wherever you are. If you're staying in a hotel, there's gyms. You could grab dumbbells, depending on what they have. You can do body weight movements instead. Do the same timing. Do the same rep ranges. Just try to use the Wodify the way it's supposed to be used. There are videos describing every exercise, and you can find a movement, a bodyweight movement, that's going to essentially do the same thing. There's no excuse for not working out while you're traveling. In fact, that's usually the best time to work out because you're on your own. You can practice your own. You have to stretch still. You have to warm up. Teach yourself to be responsible with or without your coach being there. And if you have questions, message us about that workout of the day. So don't message us, I don't know what to do today. Ask us how to modify today's workout on your travel. That way we can give you specific directions on what to do. So I hope that today was informative. If you guys have comments, please send them in. If you get more questions raised from this, send them our way. We're going to start doing this weekly. We are going to be releasing a lot more information on nutrition and hopefully having something in the gym coming up where you guys can come in, sit down, take notes, listen to a lecture, have slides, a PowerPoint, and get you guys as informed as possible to get the best benefits from your training in here as possible as well. So I hope you enjoyed today. Look forward to having Hannah with me next week and probably a guest visit from Ezra and RJ. So look forward to seeing you then, and let's get to it this week. Thanks.